Allie, hello.
Hi.
It's very nice to finally meet you.
I know.
This is great.
Probably our longest conversation yet is going to happen.
Yes, it's usually over Instagram stories.
Yeah.
Because you are low-key a culinary genius.
I'm not low-key. It's pretty high-key.
Yeah. Well, you're just multifacited, so that's maybe what I should have said.
But yeah, most of my correspondence is through DMs. Yes. I don't see people in real life anymore, so this is new.
Yes. And just to be clear, Carmine, I'm a gentleman in all those DM conversations, just to let you know.
Yeah.
Okay? Okay.
It's true.
Okay, cool. Yes. But today, in good offering, I bought 1.5 pounds of shrimp. Mm-hmm. And we're going to have a nice meal after this.
Yes. I wish, honestly, that whenever someone came over, they brought 1.5 pounds of shrimp. That should be if you ever come over, bring me shrimp.
Do you find it unbelievable how sometimes people show up empty-handed?
I don't experience that very much.
Okay.
So
good for you. You
surround
yourself with thoughtful people.
I have.
Yeah.
I have. If they didn't know before, they knew after knowing me. But yeah, I guess that would. I wouldn't even care because if I have people over, usually I make so much or I'm prepped to the fullest that it's like, oh sweet, now we have more stuff. So it's a bonus.
Yeah, that's cool. Because we have some nights we'll get together, and since some of the meetings that I do are online, we'll cook meals. Mm-hmm. Some people just show empty-handed and don't even offer to clean up. So I'm often a little perturbed. Not even that. That's a little
underappreciated.
A little frustrated.
Yeah.
With that.
Clear as you can see, I don't have kids, but I feel like that's what parents feel like all the time.
Right.
Kids just eat and then throw a fit and then leave.
Yeah, don't clean up.
But
yeah, so I'm very excited about sitting down with you. We were going to do this not too long ago, but now we're finally doing this. I'm happy. You do a lot of great things.
Thank you.
Well,
do I? I hope so.
No, I mean...
I try.
Yeah, so just briefly talking to you before, you're a teacher.
Yeah, that's true.
I have the utmost admiration for right now. It's a very difficult time for teachers all the time, but right now especially.
Yeah, it's definitely weird being a teacher. No. I love being a teacher. Wait, do you have more questions? I cut you off.
No.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, that is one thing that I definitely wouldn't argue with is that's a good thing that I do is being a teacher. Mm-hmm. I teach kids from 11 to 17 years old, but they all are English language learners or multi-language learners. But yeah, it's hard being a teacher.
Bilingual?
I'm multilingual.
Okay.
I wouldn't say that I'm I obviously speak English, I speak Spanish, and I am learning Thai.
Okay.
But my Spanish is pretty intermediate. My Thai is still beginner. And I have the nerves when I speak Thai. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of it's interesting what happens in the brain when you're learning a language.
Okay.
I feel like when I talk to my mom in Thai, I spend a lot of time not knowing how to start a sentence. So you're I know what I want to get to, but I don't know how to start just telling the story of what I'm going to do today.
I think that's a lot in life, right? You always have somewhere in mind, you just never know how to start.
Yeah, it can be.
And then you kind of start, and it's super messy, and then you find your way.
Right. Yeah. Sometimes I'll just start in English and then pick up in Thai when I know what I want to say. But
it always starts with somebody laughing at you, right?
Oh, my mom never stops laughing at me.
So now is your mom from Thailand?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she's Thai. She came here. Oh God, I think she was in her 20s. But yeah, she met my dad in Thailand, working at the Air Force, and then he brought her back to America. They got married, and then they had 3 kids, me and my brothers, and they got divorced quickly after I was born. I don't think it reflects on me, but
it might.
It might. But yeah, so they've pretty much my entire life they've been divorced, so that's kind of how I know them. But yeah, she didn't teach me or my brothers to speak Thai because she was learning English while we were growing up, and according to her, whenever she would speak Thai to us, we would run away. she said that we would run away, which I'm like, I don't know if I believe you, but I actually do, because she would yell at us in Thai.
Oh, okay.
Like just off the cuff. When she was mad, she didn't have the words in English to yell at us, so she would yell in Thai. So I think we just assumed she was was mad.
Right.
So she could be like, oh, get me the book, but we'd be like, oh my gosh, she's mad. Let's get out of here. So we just never learned, and we spent a lot of time helping her with English and like writing checks, reading, formal correspondence that like come in the mail, like all these things because she didn't read like the English alphabet.
Yeah.
But I wish to like the core of me that I had known how much like I value it now, that I wish I could have been speaking with her in Thai this whole time. I wish I could have shared that with her earlier, because now it's a whole different experience. It's such a connection with her.
That's cool.
And it's like hilarious. We can joke on people like without,
nice.
I mean, we don't, like, I'm not good enough, first of all, but it's mostly just like my stepdad. We just kind of rip on him like in front of his face, but not really. He like goes somewhere else, but he's a good sport, even if he knew.
Did you always want to teach?
No, actually, great question. It kind of brought me back to when I was like 10 years ago. I would not have been I've been like, no, there's too much patience. I get too angry, like too fast. But then I started.
Really? I haven't experienced that yet.
Impatience or patience?
You getting angry.
Oh, no. I hope not. It's been like 2 hours.
I know.
I hope I didn't get mad yet.
Me and Carmine get out of control sometimes, so.
Not enough for me to be mad,
all right,
for
cool.
sure. But yeah, I started teaching. I had finished culinary school, and then I was looking for jobs. Just like I didn't want to be at whatever job I was at the moment, and I found a teaching job at it was a men's shelter, but it was a culinary teacher.
Okay.
For a rehab program. So for people to get back on their feet, to enter I guess specifically the restaurant industry, after doing time or like whatever it happened to be. Sure. It was part of a program.
Okay.
So
that's cool.
It was really like the depth of experience in so many different ways is hard to describe.
Yeah.
It was my first time teaching.
Right.
So I had flourished in culinary school, loved it. I knew like all the ins and outs of the science behind baking. Specifically, it was for pastry.
Oh, cool. I love pastries.
Oh yeah.
I had a donut this morning.
I wish I had a donut this morning.
I got bamboozled into having a donut, actually.
Don't you hate that?
I'm off I'm off the hard stuff, the donuts, the ice cream. I'm trying to do.
Well, how did you get fooled into it?
All right, so my friend knows that I am in a bet with another friend of ours for a diet challenge, right? And so my one friend is like food bullying me into like, which was actually one of the customers came in. They were very happy with our service over the weekend, and so they brought in some donuts, and which was super nice. But what my buddy did, he texted me. He's like, "Hey, listen, one of the customers came in today and dropped you off some donuts in appreciation of your service over the weekend." And I was like, "Oh wow, that's really cool." But he left the donut part out. He said it was just like a thank you gift. I'm like, "Oh sweet." He's like, "Stop by the shop today." So I do, and he just opens up these donuts, and he's like, "So you're not going to eat one?" Okay, so when she comes in here tomorrow, I'm going to tell her you didn't eat them. So I got bullied into eating a donut today, but it was great.
It was like a spite donut.
Yeah.
But not really. It was a nice donut. But your
was.
Friend manipulated you.
Yes, absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah. So anyway.
It's messed up.
Yeah. So you're a pastry. So you're going to school for pastry.
Oh yeah. So I did that, and then I was working as a teacher. That was my first teaching job. Was teaching pastry to adults, and it was in the basement level of a men's shelter. Although the program was open to men and women, and it was, I think, 6 or 12 week cycles. I forget, and it would just be like. every day, going there after working as a cake decorator. So like waking up at like 4:30, working till 2, then going there from like 3 to, no, what was it? It was
Is
like,
that part of the discipline? Like getting you up early, right?
you never get used to it. I never got used to it. It was just hard. You just do it because you have to. And then like.
But you never hear of any pastry chefs like, yeah, I slept till noon. They're
No.
always like,
then you
lose
your job. That's it.
No, but I mean, like, pastries never start at noon. They start at the ass crack of dawn.
Yeah, exactly. Because pastry is frequently, like, somehow yeast raised. So if you're working with yeast, it needs, like, time to proof, time to do this, time to do that. And then you shape it, and then you bake it, and then you need to eat it right away or else it's no good anymore. Or it's not as good anymore.
Okay.
Yeah. But that was great. I loved doing that. And then it just became so demanding, my schedule, that I had to stop after like 2 years. But doing that kind of opened my eyes to teaching in general. And I was like, I'm actually really patient. And I'm like, I love telling people about things that I know. So you kind of have to be that to be a teacher. So yeah, so then I started teaching English language learners. Well, I got my master's for that. And then I've been doing that for like 5 years. And meanwhile, doing pastry stuff, started my YouTube channel.
Yes.
Tiny Bites.
Yeah, which is really cool.
Yeah.
And you get to combine kind of all three things, right? You're showcasing some skills. Mm-hmm. You're talking about
stuff that I know.
Stuff that you know.
Yeah.
And I guess this part of it is new though, right? The getting in front of the camera, or have you done that throughout your life as well?
I went to, my undergrad was in theater.
Okay.
And television radio was my what's it called? Not your major, your minor.
Minor.
Yeah, it was my minor. Was my minor. Mm-hmm. So I was doing a lot of that. Just like I was trained to do that in my undergrad. So then, it is like all these little pockets of my skill sets.
Very cool.
I thought I wanted to let go of those things
really?
At one point. I was like, I don't want to be an actor. Like, I don't want to. And I still don't. Like, I don't want to act like something else. I want to be me.
Right.
But I like the performance aspect.
For sure.
So that works. And I also love food, and I can't let it go. I thought, I won't be in the food industry anymore. I'm going to be a teacher now. And I just couldn't let it go. I just like...
Yeah, it's hard to let go.
It gives me so much joy. Yeah. It gives me life. It really does.
Yeah.
So, but I love teaching. Like, there's a reason I went there too. So all of these things I found out like 5 years ago, this is what it is. Mm-hmm. It is each thing. It's not exclusive. It doesn't have to be like that. And I think a lot of, I don't know, like if it's a generational thing, but I feel like you get told like, go to college for this, you will be that, and you're going to do that for like 35 years and retire. Yeah. And we're all so good at different things.
Yes.
Like you can be a professional and be really, really, really good at 3 different things. Why limit yourself?
Absolutely. And then combining all 3 of them like you're doing is so rewarding in like so many ways.
It is.
So like now that you're doing that, do you like, what is it? Have you noticed that it does anything for your life? Like, do you feel like better about your place and where you're moving and what you're kind of like I don't know, I guess for lack of a better term, like what you're doing with your life? Mm-hmm. Do you feel like better about how you kind of navigate? Like, because for me, like when I started doing this, and I shared it with Carmine before, that like the thought of like making money from this was like never really why I wanted to do it.
Yeah. I
wanted to do it because 1, I enjoyed it. 2, I love meeting people. And 3, I was coming out of a part of my life where I needed to kind of challenge the fear part of me. But what I get from doing it is far more than like money could really do for me. It lasts a lot longer than the initial flash of money, things like that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think that's what makes it sustainable is the fulfillment you get from it that's not necessarily, monetary.
Right.
For me, it has been kind of a dawn, like an epiphany of this whole time. I really, prior to about 5 years ago, I really thought like, man, I'm such a screw up. Like I keep changing my mind. I keep like not having a path. All of my friends have like one thing that they do and like they love that. Which could totally be an assumption. Like they might not love it. Right. But it felt that way. Or maybe like they're super successful. They're making a lot of money. They're doing this. My parents aren't proud of me for what I just decided to do or this or that. And then when I finally thought to myself, wait, these aren't exclusive. This is one thing. I am actually a rare expert at something because I have trained and I have professional experience in like 3 different zones.
Right.
Makes me really good at this one new place, this one new thing. Once I owned that, I didn't feel like, once I felt like I wasn't telling myself a lie to make myself feel better. And I was like, no, this is real. This is true. It's helped me to really like zone in. Like I feel laser focused on
very cool
one thing now.
Cool.
Because of like all these
because
avenues.
all 3 of them came together, that it's one has kind of emerged.
Yeah. It's like a reverse prism.
Yeah.
Or I guess just a prism.
Or like the like the Voltron of your
Yes, I don't know what a Voltron is though.
Voltron is this like cartoon from when I was younger, like,
Yeah.
and they all came together to make this like one.
Is this like a
robot?
Transformer?
Yes,
Yeah. Okay,
yeah.
cool. Totally.
Yeah. That was a lost.
I don't think we're
analogy.
like that different in age though. So
We're not.
I just
We're
don't
not.
think I
That's okay.
watched it.
I just think that maybe young boys maybe watch Voltron.
Yeah, my brothers totally did.
Yes, absolutely. If you maybe made that reference, they would pick up on that.
Yeah.
But since that didn't land,
It landed for some people out there.
Yeah,
They were like, just like a Voltron.
yeah, maybe 1 out of the 4 viewers will get it.
400. Spread the word.
Spread the word. But so now, which is even cooler, you have been reaching out to do a little acting or
Oh,
hosting a
yes,
show?
hosting.
Okay, so tell me.
Hosting's my thing. So
Cool.
like hosting food shows, not necessarily cooking shows, because I feel like that's a little old school. Like it's a little like cable networky.
Yeah.
But it happened.
Flour everywhere. Yeah.
Or like, we are teaching you this today in this kitchen, in this countertop.
Yeah.
So ideally something that's more like in the world, like on the street or like in restaurants or something is like my dream. And kind of like talking about food and cultures and all that stuff is like what that's like my bread and butter.
Cool.
But this new show is called 2 Souls, 1 Bowl. And it's the whole message of it is something I really identify with, which is that like so many different, cultural cuisines have similar items, but they call them different things. So the basis is that 2 chefs come together on the show. I'm the host, and like one chef at a time will show me how to cook something, a dish from where they're from. And then at the end, the 3 of us eat the dishes.
Cool.
And we talk about the similarities. So one of the best examples I can give is like if like a Latinx chef makes like empanadas, and then maybe like an Indian chef comes on and makes like a samosa. Okay. So you have the pastry on the outside that's maybe like fried or maybe baked, but probably fried, and then it's filled. So it's like a filled pocket. And so essentially it's like a very similar item, but they're called different things. They have different flavor profiles.
Very cool.
Yeah, and I think it's a great idea.
Yeah. I would love to watch something like that.
Yeah, so we did the pilot. It's in post-production right now.
Very exciting.
So I'm excited. I hope that, it gets out there.
Absolutely. And just think about where it all could go.
Yeah.
You know?
It's been a really good experience so far. I feel like I'm doing good work. I'm honing my skills, and like I'll just keep getting better at it, you know?
Exactly. And that was something that we were talking about before, is like more like just like loving the process of everything.
Yeah.
Rather than being like fixated on an outcome. Because when I get fixated on an outcome, I will like sometimes get paralyzed in fear.
Yeah.
And everything will get so heavy that like I'll just like stop. Or I just won't have, I just won't have fun with it anymore. If I'm not having fun with it, I just don't want to. I don't want to do it.
It takes something away from it, for sure.
Yeah.
That's definitely happened to me, where I've just been like so focused on maybe like a problem that's happening in the moment, whether it's production related or in my life, and it just really like saps the energy that you want to give.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why it's like so important to like focus on like why you started, go back to the fun of it, and get back to like almost like feeling like a kid, right?
Yeah.
Like some like that innocent feeling that makes it just easy to show up for it.
It's a lot of learning, and I think a lot of times it might be cultural, but we get, like you said, fixated on the end, the product, the money, the whatever is at the end, the notoriety, the fame, and there's so much in between. So why limit yourself instead of enjoying these learning moments? Some of them suck, and some of them are so embarrassing, humbling, humiliating. But like most of it, if you hang in there, I really believe that if you hang in there and you stay like focused on your goals, you'll get through those tough moments and like enjoy the positive moments, and eventually you'll get there.
I had a call last summer with a pretty big company, and to talk to them a little bit about an opportunity I had, and I lost them in the first like minute and a half, and I could see them just become so disinterested in what I had to say, and I was just like, damn. And it's because though I went back and was focusing on like, I gotta say something that they're gonna love. I gotta say something that instead of just being excited about why I had them on the phone, because I loved the opportunity that I got them on the phone for. Yeah. And I sucked the life out of everything. It was terrible. I was like, fuck, dude, like these people just want to hang up on me.
That's like, God, I can like see that. You can like see the like interest leave their eyes.
I felt bad for the woman that like I am like building the relationship with at the company, because she gets her counterpart from another part of the country to come on the call, and like he's probably like,
at least he didn't like fly here or something.
Katie, what the fuck? Who is this guy? Like, okay, I'm gonna get back to what I'm doing, but that happens. But those things are so necessary for that part of the process is so necessary. The rejection, the all those awkward moments, all those mistakes, all that stuff is just so necessary for the growth.
It is, and it helps. It really does help guide you. Like there are things that you can learn from, and I think there are times when we might try to choose the wrong lesson, so to speak, and be like, oh yeah, I should just stop trying because that didn't work. Yes. Versus like, okay, what about that didn't work, and like, why? Sure. Do I improve upon it, or like, is that a thing that I actually in my heart don't want to do? Yeah. Like I auditioned for something that was like live reporting. Yeah. And I was like, I can't do shit live. Like I can do shit live, but it can't be like a script that I have to memorize and then deliver once. Yeah. Like I need takes. Yeah. I'm better as like, give me a teleprompter, give me takes, and we're good. Cool. Eventually I'll get it right, but probably not live.
It is so like important to have the like awareness of yourself, like to be able to step away from that opportunity and be like, okay, well, that's not for me. Yeah. Because I've also been in positions where I will force, I will like try and, for example, like when I first started going to college, I thought I wanted to be a finance major because I wanted to make money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I just kept forcing myself through the situation. I was like, I hate all of this.
Yeah.
And plus I was going to school in downtown. And I was like, I don't know if I want this to be my life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so yeah, it's like, it's super important to really be that person that is resilient in knowing, what you want, what you truly want.
Yeah. Like being reflective.
Right.
And being honest with yourself.
Being honest with yourself and letting people be honest with you.
Yeah. Taking
Constructive
that.
criticism is important.
Yeah.
And surrounding yourself with those people is super important. Like hanging around with people that are just like, oh yeah, keep trying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is, that person needs to be there too. But the other person that was like, dude, that wasn't good.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Like, I love you.
I mean, usually I'm really good at doing that to myself.
Yeah. Right.
And that's plenty.
Right. Yeah.
But no, it is really good to have other people outside of your head help you dissect things.
Absolutely. So what is, moving forward, what's the vision?
What's the vision?
For the show, for maybe your career?
Well, I mean, like I said, my dream is like being lucky enough to host a show that incorporates kind of diving into foods from different cultures and like really, I mean, I feel like this is so many people's dreams, but why not? Like, that's the interest. So that's the connection. And I connect so much with my culture and my food, my mom's culture. And I've gotten so much from it that I love to learn more about other people and other foods from different places. I'm infinitely curious about it. I can't stop just like learning more. If I am interested in a recipe or in something, a new like version of making something maybe I've made before, I'll read it 100 times before I try it. And, if I fail, I'll try again, and I can't stop. And it's very fulfilling to even do that.
Yeah.
And I just want to share that with people.
Cool.
I want to make other people curious about food.
You got me curious. What did you make for dinner tonight? What did you?
Well, we're having gangkyeon which is like a green curry with shrimp that you brought.
Yes.
With 1.5 pounds of shrimp.
Yes. This is my second experience with curry.
With a curry.
Yes. So
yeah,
I'm looking forward to that.
A little spicy depending on your palate, and we'll eat it with rice. I'm also making a celery salad, which I have never made before.
Celery salad.
It's from a recipe from one of my favorite chefs, Oda Lengi, and he has like 1 million great cookbooks, and whenever we've gone to London, we'll go to his shop in London, and it's just called Oda Lengi, and the food there is like, oh my god, it's so good. It's like off the wall. Like everything is like fresh salads or like meats that just like seasoned a certain way with like an herbal dressing, and
very nice.
Like of course tons of like pastry, cakes, tarts, everything I ever want. It's like it's like walking into food Disneyland for me, but like much smaller.
That's very
really
cool.
Yeah.
Well, I'm interested in catching up with you as things. I'm sure we will be doing more of this dinners and things.
Yes.
Now, because now that I've
now we can see people
and we can see people, we're gonna do this quite often. Carmine, what did you bring to the table tonight?
Just production skills as usual.
Okay.
High level production skills and future editing.
Future
editing.
Okay. Are you available?
Yeah.
Okay.
What about for music?
And music.
Sweet.
Yeah. No, I really want to thank you guys. Thank you for your time, and thank you for having me over tonight. It is great to sit down and do this again. And where can people find you?
My address is, just kidding. On YouTube and on Instagram. So it's Tiny Bites, which is, listen to the spelling, THAINYBITES, bites. Yeah. But maybe someday, hopefully I'll start doing my YouTube show, If You Could Eat Anywhere, and then you can take us to your favorite place to eat.
Oh, that
Sometime.
we will do.
Cool.
Yes.
Doesn't have to be in New York.
It doesn't.
Can be anywhere.
It might be
Within reason.
It might be the Capsized Cafe.
Oh. No problem.
Carmine is saying that has to be up here. I don't know.
It's gotta be a little fancier than Capsized.
Okay, so we're gonna.
It's like your real like the thing that you like love to eat. It doesn't have to be fancy. It can be like a cart.
Steakhouse.
Eat whatever. If we're gonna go, it doesn't matter.
What's the steakhouse in the city
serious.
that I go to? The Keen Steakhouse. You ever been there?
Go to Ruth Chris.
Yeah. There we go.
It should have a little personality, not a chain or something.
No.
No, Ruth
No,
Chris.
no.
Take
Okay.
a Giants game.
Yeah.
Oh God, I don't like this. Never mind. I don't want to go to a Giants game.
Okay.
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah, thanks.
That was cool.
Let's eat.
Yes, let's eat.
Finally.
All right. Nice. Thanks again. Cheers.
Jared, I think that was your best interview.
That was so fun.
I think that was your best one.